welcome to Home with Sarah Jane. Today I wanted to share our homeschool Christmas or homeschool holiday plans for the month of December. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a homeschooling mom to two girls, ages 10 and 13, and they're in the 5th and 8th grade. I had to pause there for a minute. I always forget. So I really like to keep it simple during the holidays because back in my earlier homeschool days, I've been homeschooling. This is my 9th year homeschooling. My girls have never been to a traditional school. They've always been homeschooled. I would just plan so much and try and do so much that it was overwhelming for me. So it really took me a lot of years to just calm down. So I know that as a homeschooling parent, you're probably thinking, oh, am I doing enough? Am I, are they doing enough crafts? Are we learning enough? Or, did I forget something? But I realized the more I tried to push and the more I tried to overload at least my children, the more it kind of backfired. And the holiday season was one of those seasons that was the hardest for me. Little backstory, I've never really been a huge fan of Christmas. I know that sounds horrible, and it has nothing to do with the actual holiday. It was more like personal reasons why I didn't like Christmas. When I was really young, I think it was like 8, my grandfather actually passed away on Christmas Day. And I share that with you just so you kind of get a little bit of an understanding about where I'm coming from instead of just thinking I'm a Grinch or something. But I was 8 years old when my grandfather passed away on Christmas, and ever since that happened, Christmas wasn't a really large holiday anymore for us. It wasn't something that was magical anymore, I guess you can say, at least for me and for my family. But once I became a mom, that completely changed. Like, I tried to do everything, like every little tradition, every holiday, every movie, every book. So I just wanted to just kind of share that it's okay if there are some years that you just don't have it in you to do it all. Like, it's okay. Because I was like that for a while, and then I really tried to overdo, and now I'm finally at that level of, I feel like, calmness. Like, I feel like I'm okay with just doing a little bit during the holiday season. So now that I rambled for a while, let me just share with you my plans for Christmas. We're going to keep it really simple. So we are going to be using Gather Round Christmas. Now, this does come with like student books and stuff like that, but we're not going to do any of that. So I'm just going to be reading through here. Let me give you just a quick little viewing of the table of contents. You can pause it if you want to kind of take a look at what each lesson is. But yeah, so we are just going to be doing this, and it's just something that I'm going to be reading to my kids during the holiday season. I also want to let you know that because we like to take it easy, if you are this got stuck on me. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. But you won't be seeing a December morning basket from me this year, because this kind of takes place of that. So I'm not going to be adding anything else to my morning basket other than this. So it's going to be this and just these few books that I have here. But this, we've used it before, and I really do like it. I like the idea behind it. Her gingerbread cookie recipe in here is really, really great. We made those a couple of years ago, and they were super good. It's now the recipe that I use now for the holidays. So that was fun. But, I mean, these are just really simple lessons. You just read to the child. And then you just have some discussions. Well, I said that word, some discussions and things like that about the lesson. So I just thought that this would be fun and simple. And again, I'm not using it fully. I'm not using the student guides that go with this. We did the student guides a couple of years ago, but we're not going to do it this year. My goal for this homeschool year, I don't think I ever really shared it, but my goal for this homeschool year was to calm down. Me, anyway, was to just kind of try and relax and take it easy. And this is one way that I can do that. I can do that by not bombarding us during the holiday season. So we'll be working out of Gather Round's Christmas. Now, we will still be doing Book and a Movie, but for Book and a Movie, Christmas theme, I decided we were going to be reading A Christmas Carol. To be honest, we read this every year. We watched the Jim Carrey like cartoon one. We love this book. Last year I read this entire book in one day. Like my kids just didn't want to stop reading it. So we read this book. We're going to read it again. This version that I have has a few little pictures in it. And it's really not, I mean, it doesn't take us that long to get through this. So we're going to be reading that for our book and a movie. And then my kids, I bought a Would You Rather Thanksgiving edition book, and my kids loved it. Like, I did not expect them to enjoy it as much as they did. So I went ahead and I purchased a Would You Rather Christmas edition. So my kids just thought that this was a fun way to start the day. I really enjoyed it as well, just hearing the different things that my kids would rather do. Because some of them I'm like, really? Like, that didn't seem like you at all. So it's really fun to just start our day off with something like this. And then the other books that I'm going to be using for Christmas, this is a new one for us. This is called Christmas is Coming, and it's traditions from around the world. I can't remember where I heard about this book, but I know it was on a YouTube channel. It was probably like The Waldock Way. It was probably Jessica from The Waldock Way, but I can't remember exactly where I heard about this book, but I thought it looked really fun. So this book is Why Are There Christmas Markets? Do All the Children Receive Gifts on the Same Day? Why do we decorate Christmas trees? All over the world, people are preparing for Christmas. This book describes some of the exciting, contemplative and unique customs and legends of the Christmas season. So I just thought that this book looked like something that we would really enjoy. We love to hear about how other people celebrate different holidays and different traditions that people may have from all over the world. And this just sounded like it would be a lot of fun. So again, we've never used this book, but it looks like a lot of fun, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to sharing with my kids this year. Now this book we do every single year. Every year, it doesn't matter. My kids are still not sick of it, but it's Christmas Around the World. So this one, I'll just read one country a day until we finish the book. But it's just about how, again, different countries celebrate Christmas. I really, really enjoy this one. This book is actually one of the first Christmas, like, homeschool books I really used to try and teach about different traditions to my children. And it's just very simple. So I love the fact that they just have a small section to read. So you just read this section. It has a picture, and it just talks about how that country celebrates Christmas. And then in the back, they do have like a few craft ideas as well. We don't always do these crafts. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we just pick a couple of them. But it'll have craft ideas in the back of the book for you as well. And the craft ideas are kind of mixed in for like Christmas around the world, you know. So it's different crafts for around the world as well. And then it does have a few like fact and fiction pages in the back that just kind of go over, you know, Advent and things like that. I do want to let you know that on top of this very basic holiday homeschool plan that we have, I am going to be doing a book advent for my children. And I'm actually going to share that in another video because it's a book advent. It's going to be me going over at least 24 books. I think I actually have 26 books. So there's going to be a couple of days that we have to double up. So sorry about that. My battery died. I got too chatty, I guess. But I was talking about our book advent. We're actually going to be having 2 different advents this year, and I will share both of them with you. But the book advent, like I said, it's so many books that it would make this video super long. So I'm going to actually put that in a different one. And I'm going to show you how I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun for my kids this year, because these are books that we read every year. So that's something else that's going to be added to this holiday schooling. Okay, so now the last couple of things I have is we still wanted to kind of study art during the holiday season, but I wanted to theme that art to go with the holiday season. So I'm going to be using the Usborne Nativity Picture Book. So this one I thought was super, super neat. So I believe I found this on Bookoutlet. We've never used it before, but it goes over different works of art that are like from like Christmas time, basically. So it says, this beautifully illustrated book is packed with some of the best loved paintings of the Christmas story. Find out about the stories behind the paintings and the hidden meanings of some of the signs and symbols that the artist used. This I just thought looked really, really neat. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that I'm trying to take it really easy again, trying to stay calm this homeschool year, but I'm trying to take it easy when it comes to art and music. We've done so many artist studies and things like that for the past, 8-9 years that I kind of just wanted to do something simple. And when I seen this book and how it just kind of went over different art from, the Christmas story and like nativity and things like that, I thought that this looked amazing. So again, I know I showed it to you, but I'm just so excited about it. I want to show it again. But I just thought that this would be perfect. Normally, we only study art on Fridays, but during the Christmas season, with our workload being a little bit less, I decided I might do this one maybe like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or maybe like a Monday and Friday type of thing. But just maybe 1 or 2 more days a week, just so that I can make sure we get through it, because December is a short schooling month for us. It is for a lot of people, but we usually take off the week of Christmas and then, into January. So we're only going to have a couple of weeks in December that we can really work on homeschool, which is perfectly fine with me. But, well, unless something changes, and if you are a fellow homeschooler, you know that things change like that and your plans are out the window. But that's what I'm planning for, is just something simple and only having a couple of like working weeks for homeschool. And then this is another one that I guess we have 3 Advents because this is an Advent calendar. But after like a long time of wanting this, I finally purchased Harry Potter, a Hogwarts Christmas pop-up. If you've watched some of my other videos, you may have seen this in a haul, but we're finally going to be able to use it. I'm really looking forward to it. This one I just thought was really neat. So this one, it just is a pop-up. I think it's so adorable. And then you can see that they're like in the dining hall. But then they have little numbers. It's hard to see. Let's see if I can. You have like little numbers with flaps where you can lift the flap, and then each little flap has a little focus. I don't think it's going to focus. Hang on. And then each one has like a little ornament. It's like Harry Potter themed. So this one is the Hogwarts acceptance letter. And then you just hang one on the tree every single day until your tree is I didn't do a good job. Until your tree is decorated. So I just thought that this would be a lot of fun for my kids. I also wanted to mention in this video that we do tend to do a lot of crafting just normally, but during the holidays, those crafts become, Christmas themed, and we like to do puzzles and, coloring books and things like that. So this is just an example. This is one of the puzzles that we'll be using. I do have a few more. We might even do some holiday games, but we tend to really like to stick to our traditional games. So every time I try and plan out holiday games, they kind of will play them once and then we're done. So I'm going to stick to some more classic games, but this is one of the puzzles that we'll be using during Read Out Loud time. And I also wanted to mention that when it comes to the rest of our schooling, we don't necessarily stop doing the work. It's more like we're just a little bit more relaxed about it. Like, we still will do language arts, we still will do math. And when it comes to history, we usually pretty much stay on top of history. And with my daughter being in the 8th grade, her history is separate now. It's not done family style with us anymore. So she's required to do history 4 days a week if she wants to stay at that steady pace. Where my younger daughter, it's kind of like if we miss a lesson here or there, it's not a big deal. So my older daughter will be doing a little bit more schoolwork than I'll be doing with my 5th grader. And when it comes to science, the same with my oldest daughter. She does science 4 days a week, so she usually just keeps up on that herself, and that will be the same for her. But for my youngest daughter, I decided normally when we stop school for the holidays, we'll be in like the middle of a science unit or something. I decided that once we finish the current science unit that we're on, we're doing paleontology. and we're not quite halfway through. If we finish early, we're not going to start another unit until after Christmas. I decided I'm not going to sit there and try and start a whole new unit right before we go on break and then, you know, forget everything that we did when we come back and have to restart or, you know, try and refresh our memory. So it's not that we're going to be doing a lot of, how can I say it? It's kind of like we just kind of got rid of a lot of the stuff in our morning basket, like a lot of the extra stuff. So, I mean, I guess that's the easiest way to explain it. Our school days will pretty much remain the same, other than my daughter, my youngest daughter, she may not be doing science for a little bit right before Christmas, but if I explain that right. But yeah, so our school day pretty much stays the same, only instead of a full-blown morning basket that has, you know, 5 million things, we're just going to be focusing on a few Christmas-themed lessons with some, you know, like art books and stuff like that. So again, we will also be having that book advent that I'm really excited to share with you. I mean, it's nothing like super fabulous, but when it comes to books, I just love talking about them. So that is pretty much our Christmas plans. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. Oh, another thing I wanted to share. I'm also the type of person that baking and games and all that kind of stuff, that all counts for school for me. I'm not saying that that's all they'll do, but we bake so much during the Christmas season that I like to count that as like life skills, you know, learning how to do certain things for yourself, like cooking or, you know, cleaning up or decorating, things like that, just keeping up on certain things. That to me is a teachable skill that we focus on during December as well, because it's so crazy during the holiday season that I'm not cooking every meal for my kids. They can cook too. So they like to bake and stuff like that. So they'll be making new treats and things. But anyway, now that is it. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye.